Okay, so many of you that are researching and following Pizzagate are familiar with the WikiLeaks document number 1223066. It's the one that's become infamously known for the Get Ready for Chicago Hot Dog Friday. It makes reference to Obama. Spending about $65,000 of the taxpayers' money, thanks, flying in pizza and dogs from Chicago for a private party at the White House not long ago. Assume we are using the same channels. Obviously provide some questionable things in there. Very complimentary of the staff, too. If we get the same quote waitresses, I'm all for it. Okay, so it struck us as awkward. We already know that, but the thing I want to point out is that this actually comes from the global intelligence files, not the Podesta emails, and I've heard it referred to the other way around. The reason that's I want to distinguish that, I will explain here in just a couple of minutes. Unintentionally, I have forgotten to filter my WikiLeaks searches a number of times, and I'm amazed at how many pizza references this particular set of emails has as well. The company is Stratfor or Straightfor. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. It's located in Austin, Texas. It receives frequent correspondence from Austin's Pizza and orders to Austin's Pizza. Let me show you an example here. This is Global Intelligence Files, document 878872. It says G-Funk wants to buy us pizza. That's what caught my attention. So notice down here, in the spirit of the holiday season and the death and destruction we're about to forecast for the year ahead, or maybe just out of hunger, Papa George has requested pizza for the Austin participants in the annual meeting. So screw your sandwich for men's plans. It's pizza day. Okay. We see the responses. I could kill for a good pizza right now. So jealous. That makes two of us. 3, Marco can send the pizza he was whining about to us. I'm just bitter. I'm off-site, so on and so forth. So maybe some awkward responses. And some of these things just didn't sit well with me, but I couldn't figure out, any angle to really go further with. So I'm going to show you what I delved into today. This is another one. This looks like your typical type of spam or advertisement you might get from places that you might shop or order from. It is document number 1212858. You kind of see some of the asynchronized contextual meaning if you go through some of this mumbo jumbo stuff that we don't usually always pay attention to in advertisements we get. But I want to come down here to this pay a pizza forward concept. I first just want to point out for my own pleasure that this is hosted by reddit.com, because it is designed to bring sustenance and joy to people. For those of you that have been with Pizzagate for a while, you'll understand that reference. But in kind of checking this out and inspecting, a couple of things struck me as odd. First of all, follow the interns. And I keep seeing this Austin's Pizzas interns, which struck me as weird because I don't know any pizza place or restaurant type place that really takes in groups of interns. Most of the people that I know that have worked at a pizza place are there for a limited amount of time, maybe supplementing their income or while they go to college. Not to say that could never happen. I'm just not familiar with large groups of people that do internships at pizza joints, but what have you. And then I came down here and I noticed, maybe it's back up here, that they were going to feature, this week's featured artist is a man named Brian Eno. Now, I'm going to tell you up front, I haven't gone through and checked other featured artists yet, but I did want to point this out because we're coming off the heels of Comet Pizza and some of the entertainment choices that they have made. Well, Brian Eno, he's known for such hits in his music as Music for Wanking, and Here Come the Wet Jets. Talks more about it in this article. where he is admired for his candor regarding his pornographic tastes as early as 1974. I'm going to point out a few things, but just again, take note of the choice of, I don't know, entertainer or whoever's being featured, whatever it is they do here at a family friendly pizza shop. All right, this interview highlights Eno himself being an elite film star in his preferred medium. I'll let you deduce the rest here on your own. He quotes, "It's a burning shame that most people want to keep pornography undercover when it's such a highly developed art form, which is one of the reasons that I started collecting pornographic playing cards. I've got about 50 packs, which are featured on his record covers. You can look those up and you can Google those. His record covers seem to be those type of pictures that you look at and have to kind of let your eyes go lazy to see that hidden picture. I didn't spend that much time because I have never had good luck actually seeing those pictures. So best of luck to whoever does that. I do think it's odd that this was pointed out here. Burning shame is a term it's a pornographic term used for a deviation involving candles. So I don't know, do what you want with that. You can read more about excretory functions on your own. I don't really want to give a lot of detail about that. I'm certainly not an expert in that arena. So I scrolled down to the bottom of the page and I noticed this link, everything you'd rather not have known about Brian Eno by Chrissy Hindy. I don't know. I don't want to slaughter these names. So I thought, what the heck? While I'm here, I'm just going to point out this first line and you can go through the rest on your own. But the interview states, it was with a certain apprehensive curiosity that I first noticed the brown lace shoes. He displayed a normalcy that I just couldn't trust. After all, I'd seen his photos and I knew I was dealing with no ordinary deviant. Before I go on to the next stomach-turning finding, I want to mention that Wikipedia has provided us a small amount of information about the album Drums Between the Bells. All these links are listed down in this description. And I also thought it was an interesting choice of words that Brian and his buddy Rick, in the late 1990s, they met through a collaborative map-making project. I did look that map-making project up. I can't really find out what it consists of. I can find that he stated that he did this project with some students from different places, but I really can't. I really haven't deduced what that project consisted of. But again, for the people that have followed Pizzagate, I just thought, that's something to scratch down in the back of your mind, maybe to return to later. Okay, so I went back to this one here about the interns, the Global Intelligence File, the number 1212858. And for some reason, this thing about the interns kept floating around my mind. I'm like, it's just not normal for a pizza shop to have interns. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But anyway, I decided to kind of think about this. I saw this Twitter tag here, and I thought, you know what? While I'm here, I'm chasing these, jumping down rabbit holes all over the place. Why not? Okay. So this is what brought up. And initially, I looked at this visual of the unicorn. I've read a variety of things about unicorns and sexuality. So I thought, well, I'll just give it a minute and kind of scroll through here. I scrolled down and, again, what caught my attention was, this unicorn and kind of this, it's my lucky birthday, found your hidden unicorn. Sounds shady. Okay, that in and of itself, you can chalk it up to whatever. But I've noticed this hashtag Give Me Pizza a number of times in different places. So I thought, all right, what's one more step offside? And so I clicked over to here. And let me point out here, coming down here, got to find Chad here. He ate some of the perfect pizza, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen fame, and it was delicious. We're gonna come back to that. That has a little more to go with it. I know. Let's see. Give me just one second. There is right here, Colleen. She has a secret Santa that definitely knows where her heart is with the pizza here. She is apparently works at an academy. She molds young minds and seemingly enjoys her frozen pizza. Then there is Steve down here. He is just incredibly grateful that he's found a site where he can share his love for pizza and no one judges him. Then we have this nasty cat lady who points out that all this fake news bullshit is really ruining her diet. Several references, nothing real blatant in there, but I think anyone that has any information about Pizzagate or has been following this at all will understand the curiosities behind the things I've highlighted. But what I want to do is go down to this Mary Kate and Ashley reference has been posted many places on here. So yeah, you guessed it. While I was here, I had to hop over here. I will just show you a quick visual at the beginning. It's not that there's anything really blatant or open that you will see with your eyes. I'm not going to show this on here because I don't want any copyright issues, and I don't want to strike quite yet. I need to save those for my subsequent videos. So just in case censorship takes another step up the mountain, I'm going to kind of err on the side of caution right now. The links are below, anything you want to check out. I think that you're all familiar with this. Well, many of you are going to be familiar with cited code words, maybe some other things that are kind of alluded to in here. If you're completely foreign to all of this, the host will certainly give you indications and innuendos that you'll deduce are sexual in nature. But you'll come out thinking it's probably pretty stupid and just a couple of guys being sexual by nature or what have you. But take note of a few things as you watch this. The obvious language choices, gestures, and comments. There's artwork in the background that could use some studying. And take a look at how the group at the table is dressed. You know, we kind of have representation. Sorry, the ad was playing. Representation of a police officer, and just I'm not exactly sure of all of it, but those of you that have done any work in these areas will definitely see enough that may cause you to kind of jump in and take a look at these. And one more thing before I go. If you have the opportunity and means to do so, please support David Seaman. He has taken a beating for stepping forward and continuing to refuse to be quiet about what he is absolutely convinced. He's an established journalist. He has proven himself repeatedly, and YouTube's trying to shut him down and make it so that he has no way to support himself, which is a shame because we are talking about someone that has credentials and has already proven he knows how to do this job. So please use any of these links and show your support for David Seaman. Thank you.